Darn you, Thalia! It's taking first strike damage. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering Arena today, as always. These are some of the highlights from our stream, and I really hope you enjoy the games. If you do really enjoy the program, please don't forget to leave a like and subscription. It really, really helps the channel. So without further ado, let's get to the games. Yes, it's true, Steinel. It's true. We elected to go for more consistency as opposed to more power. Easily could be a mistake, so we'll see. Uh-oh. Well, it's another turn one Llanowar Elves on the play. So we're not happy to see that. Bard class. Oh, my word. Wow. That's not ideal. The, on the Only Lands plan, you know. Luminarch Aspirant. Come on down, put a counter on the Esper Sentinel, charge in. And your control mage. Glad you made it, glad you made it. How do you know they can't? How do you know soldiers aren't the correct thing to be inhabiting these wild space places? And opponent going to wait, going to block. Oh, you asked them? All right, well, my bad. What did they say? Gotcha. Counter does go onto the Ozolith. Not ideal, but the fortunate thing is we have been able to keep up the attacks because of that, which is kind of nice. And keeping the legendary off the battlefield is nice as well. 2 cards left in our opponent's hand. They said they can't live on space planes, like I already mentioned. Yeah, but it feels like they would have said something else as well. I can't help but feel like you're only telling me the part of the story that serves your personal advantage, you know. So I'm just saying, I'm just skeptical is all. I guess that's all I'm saying. I can't help but wonder if maybe Goro, not cool. All right, Shadowrunner, glad you made it. They insulted me and said I should take my stupid questions elsewhere. Bummer. Well, land Esper Sentinel, combat, counter on herself, go after Domri. Here's Jimmy Dean, allows it to happen. So we're gonna go ahead and Thraben Inspector and pass, I suppose. Uh-oh, Bard class levels up. And we're gonna go ahead and activate. Yes. Feels good, man. Land. Combat. Counter goes on to here. And we get in. Opponent allows it all. So Siege Veteran, Recruitment Officer, pass the turn. Sneetrum, glad you made it. Good to see you. Yes, first, well, no. There was another match that we won very, very quickly. So technically second, Shadowrunner. But you are here very early, so you're not missing much. All right. No blocks. And Siege Veteran. Come on down. Counters. And counters. And counters. And we're gonna get in. Opponent. What do you say? Little block. And still lethal. And a little trade. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that Dargon. And the opponent will drop to 1. We will then make a couple of soldiers, all of which are individually lethal. Good luck. Here's Jimmy Dean. It's gonna have to be a heck of a card. Fabio, good to see ya. Gromit, glad you made it. Glad you made it. Where's my Ember Cleaves? Great question. It's a great question. Sure. I mean, we'll throw away 1. Custom Boo Boo, good to see ya. No Mana Tide this time. Yep. Down to 6. And Jimmy Dean scooping him up. You know, I think it's actually a compliment to the deck that it performs so well, despite the awkwardness, considering we drew 8 lands in our aggro deck, you know? Yes, absolutely, Zageiger. There have been quite a few really sweet legendary creatures recently, so I absolutely intend to be using Bard class with a number of them. So, we'll see. Cult Conscript, though, comes down. Another Cult Conscript shows up. Sunbro Beetle, glad you made it. And Mike 4864 wants me to become Small John. What flavor of soldiers is it? Well, I mean, it's still mono white. It's relatively similar to the soldier build we put together a while back. But with the new Recruitment Officer, the 1-mana 2/1, and this Myrel Shield of Argive, and then the new Siege Veteran that's kind of like Luminarch Aspirant, but it's a 3-mana 2/2, and then also lets you do other things, you know, when creatures die, is very, very good. So it definitely, I felt like it definitely deserved a revisit. All right, well, land Thalia. And yeah, Thalia's Lieutenant. And another counter shows up on it. It's too bad. Yeah, I know. Indeed, Mike. And see, I tried to actually have an effect like that. But to be honest, it ended up kind of, for lack of a better word for it, it kind of ended up being a little annoying. And I couldn't find a way to make it seem right. You know? And I endeavor to try and make it seem right. So, I don't know. I don't want to drive people away, you know, with any of the redemptions. They're meant to be viewer rewards, not viewer punishments, you know? She is old and red shows up. Awkward. Gonna lose a life there. Well, Valiant Veteran. Valiant Veteran. And, yep, we're just gonna go ahead and casually make a couple of 4/4s. Opponent going to block the 7/7 and take 6. And then pass the turn. I mean, I suppose. Casual suspect. Though, I think if you were being honest, you would also not find it surprising considering how much I overthink. You know, as someone who's done a certain amount of education, there are a number of folks who struggle with that these days. Play some angels? I could. Calibanium. That would have probably been the better play. Uh-oh, animation module. Okay. Is the Geiger, your teacher said that too? So did mine. It was all a bunch of hooey, it turns out. All a bunch of hooey. Sulfuran Void, gonna come on down. Do a wee bit of scrying. Oh my goodness. And another Steel Overseer? Casual Suspect living the dream. Alright, Siege Veteran. Everybody loves candy. Glad you made it. Thalia. Get in there. Yep. Counters and Chump Blocker showing up. Inventor's Fair doing the thing. Liberator Urza's Battlethopter. Well, that's terrifying. So I guess Brutal Cathar. Eat a Steel Overseer. Counters go on. Sure. Chump Blocker made. I guess we are in grave peril, folks. Inventor's Fair going up. Combat. Little Urza's Battlethopter getting in here. Indeed. Second main. End step. How about them apples, huh? Well, that's interesting. I can't actually double spell yet, though. Which is not ideal. So I guess then we've got to pass. No attacks. Hang on. T-Hopter Worker. And a bunch of counters go on. Yeah, these things are terrifying. Liberator gets in. Sure, we dropped to 13. Not ideal. Well, okay, where were you last turn? Myrel. And Thalia. Notably, this is no longer a soldier. And no longer a human, because it's a werewolf, right? Alright, counter go on. And no attacks. One more time. Unfortunately, Casual Suspect is going to make roughly $1 billion animation module tokens. Okay, so talk about going wide here. All right. Oh boy, hey there. Well, that's good news. And counter onto, sure, Myrel, but no attacks just yet. Because Moonrage Brute is going to flip back over and eat a Liberator. This one Brutal Cathar, folks, is Getting work done. Mishra's self-replicator. Oh my. He is brutal. This is brutal. Are there any more puns from the peanut gallery there? Any more puns at all? Can I interest any of you in a pun? All right, I suppose. Land Valiant Veteran. Combat Myrel. And get in. We're gonna make a couple of soldiers here. Little chump blocking. You got it. You got it. Pass the turn. Inventor's Fair, continuing to go up. Astro Smasher, glad you made it. Good to see ya. Hey! Hold on now. I make plenty of puns as well, darn it. Glad you made it, Astro Smasher. Alright. Recruitment Officer. Siege Veteran. Well, you know. Counters. Combat. I guess we can just do that. Yes. I think these things are good. Think those things are good. Sleepy Ear 6. Glad you made it. Uh-oh. Here I am, forgetting to not be comfy anymore. It's happened quite regularly the last few days. Oh, I read the statement, Astro Smasher. I read the statement. I was just saying that there are plenty of puns that happen here as well, even if I'm primarily known for the other. Oh, shoot. Man, I should have done math. We'll tell a dad joke. Dad joke reward. Uh-oh. It will be back in a long time. Angel Maldita, the best way to get a dad joke is to wait 47 minutes and then receive a dad joke via spending however many channel points. Darn you, Thalia! It's taking first strike damage. Sure. I suppose. Opponent. Your priority. I am also glad. Well, Recruitment Officer, come on down. Is that a cut down? No, no cut down, no fatal push. Just let the mana go away. Yeah, honestly, Astro Smasher, it was the best time I've had actually playing Magic in my entire life. No exaggeration. All right. Yes. So, folks, you might look at this and be like, why the heck would you do it that way? When you could have gotten an extra point of damage through. As you can see, the opponent almost traded anyway. But this way, they were more likely to let the damage through because they don't want to trade down with their Blood Tithe Harvester. They want to trade up, right? So this way we get 2 damage in, and it's likely that they end up still activating the Blood Tithe Harvester this turn. But we'll see, right? No, just get in. All right, fine. These things are fine. So I guess land Brutal Cathar. Grow the Thalia's Lieutenant. Eat the 2/2. Get in for 5. Opponent drops the 13. We pass the turn. See how things go. Opponent gonna do any rubbaging? No, they have the perfect 5 cards. Not ideal. John David Wade plays a tenacious underdog. You got it. And passes? Interesting. Well, fine. I guess just wedding announcement then. And pass the turn. Because then next turn we can decide whether or not we want to double spell here or just hold up Eiganjo, or, you know, like we have plenty of options next turn, and just developing the board with a wedding announcement that's going to grow our Thalia's Lieutenant, as well as, again, just advance the board, help us go wider. I think all these things are good, right? No! Thoughtseize going to take our Brutal Cathar. That is brutal. Yeah. And Cathar as well. Yeah, Emila, you're right. Seasoned Pyromancer discards the hand and draws 2. It was a Seasoned Pyromancer that they discarded. Is it Fatal Push time? It is. Thalia's Lieutenant going away. Okay. These things are unfortunate, because the Reflection of Kikijiki is going to cause problems, and they are no longer going to fall for our Eiganjo plan. Shoot. It's possible we just want our Recruitment Officer here to dig, and that way we can flip the Brutal Cathar. The problem is they're just going to kill this Brutal Cathar. The Thoughtseize saves their game this turn. I think we were well on track to crushing them this game. And boy, them being able to Reflection of Kikijiki Blood Tithe Harvester thing here is obscenely good. And of course, again, this play is predicated on the fact that we're requiring them to do this, right? The Reflection of Kikijiki almost certainly has to copy the Blood Tithe Harvester and kill off the Moonrage Brute, and it's got to be done at sorcery speed. Yeah, you got it. But if we wait a turn or two, then they just kill off the Recruitment Officer and make it so we lose all this value, right? So, well, shoot. So they just have their cake and get to eat it as well. Oh my goodness, they didn't wait for a thing to leave the battlefield. They just paid the life. Seasoned Pyromancer! Folks, I think our opponent's goofing here. I mean, it's a solid play. They Divination for 1 mana, so like Thoughtcast or whatever, but yeah, Trap Cancer, glad you made it. So yeah, they go after the Recruitment Officer, which is a fine plan. Now that they're not actually getting rid of this, I think that makes this play much better, because we're now in a position where we can just outcard them, you know. And Reflection of Kikijiki sends the thing away. We will steal the Reflection. Interesting. That is very interesting. Siege Veteran. Luminarch Aspirant. Counter. Counter. And pass. Wedding Festivity flips over, and our board suddenly looks kind of a lot better than theirs. Admittedly, they do have 3 cards in hand, so there's that. I agree, Orbital Dropkick. I don't like to just, you know, call people out in the abstract. because you never know what was going through their head. You don't know what their specific deck list is and all that kind of thing, you know? So there's a million different reasons they could have made the decisions that they made. But I don't think there's any two ways about it. I think they goofed that turn. Hey, fair enough, Tax Dude. Fair enough. J Skills, glad you made it, my friend. How's life been treating you? Yes. She is old and red. Hits us a wee bit. So... Myrel and Thraben Inspector investigates. Counter goes on the Myrel. Counter goes on the 4/4. We are going to attack with the 4/4. Our opponent very likely, yeah, just jump in front of it, which they do. Not exactly the most exciting play we've made all day, but since we're going wider, being able to thin out their board a little bit is, you know, quite advantageous, I think. Read 'em and weep. Down to 10. Seasoned Pyromancer creates 2 more dudes. Went blue-white with a splash of black to bring back a couple artifacts with Unearth. Makes sense. Hey. That's a good one. So, combat. Counters. Counters. Yes. Alright. We just made a whole bunch of soldiers. So... the opponent now forced to have a couple of difficult blocking decisions here. And sure enough, they elect to go for the all-chump plan. Need to keep that shield around for their game plan. So we're going to go ahead and hold on to it. Remember, they know about the Eiganjo. So holding it up here is very, very valuable. What's going on, Casual Suspect? Legions to Ashes. Okay, that's the one. Thank you. Yeah, that was the one I was looking for. Got him. Feels good. Everwake. Glad you made it. Does anybody else remember that commercial? Ada Baby Eats a Boy? Yeah. Golden Raiders. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Remember the good old days when you could tap Howling Mines so your opponent didn't benefit from it? Oh my gosh, yes. It's Bob. He had a baby. It's a boy. Exactly, anaphylactic. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah. Indeed, Scum 7. That's what I was thinking. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those were the commercials. Back in my day, the commercials were... I'm just kidding. You know? Colin, man. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Was looking at the first 4-5 for 4. And as expected, it was Jackalope Herd from Exodus. That makes sense, actually. T-Raven and Luminarch Aspirant, while we can still get the counter over here, try and take advantage of the 3rd toughness, you know? It was for collect calls, exactly. When was the last time somebody here made a collect call? Any hands? You actually remember? I don't remember. Pepperidge Farm doesn't remember. Or something. Darn it, you know what I mean. Brutal Cathar. called popcorn to get the time. Yeah, for real, right? All right. And no attacks. Diesel Fizzle Pop, Roger made it, good to see ya. Is this a place to watch a freakishly long arm streamer? It is. It is. This is the place. Alright, here comes Bone Crusher Giant and Robber of the Rich. Annoying. Really not looking forward to taking this much damage, but alas, here it is. Damage, damage. Are we supposed to flip the Brutal Cathar here? Put a counter on Luminarch. Flip the Brutal Cathar. We're already dead to Embercleave anyway, right? Tempting Tragedy. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Ponage Factory. Glad you're out there. No. It's just too risky. Let's go ahead and go like this. 7 life is just not very much. You know. I made one. I was in high school. They didn't accept. I made a couple of collect calls in my day. It's been a hot minute, but... You know. Our come get us call. You had a collect call from come get us. Mom would yell, I'm on my way. Then no, as loud as she could hang up. Nice. All right. Well, block, 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 block. Not thrilled about any of these things. Not thrilled about any of these things. But Myrel, Recruitment Officer, counter, hang on for dear life. Second one was because it was my mother before cell phones. Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real, Ponage Factory. For real, when they come and take my cell phone away, I will not be able to communicate with the outside world. For what it's worth, I remember my my home phone number growing up. But I don't even know that I can tell you my number, honestly, right now. Many collect calls? Okay, that's fair, Johnny Ace. That's fair. You know, sure. I think we are dead. But, you know, you do what you can do. So in this case, what I can do is this. All right. Go on ahead, it's a boy. They do elect a chump block here. I'm kind of surprised by that. Just planning on drawing a board sweeper effect. Actually, I wonder if it was better to not do Thalia's Lieutenant until after the attack. I was concerned about having Myrel potentially die. But I don't... Yeah, I think this is just better, right? All right. Well, I didn't do the math, folks, but it's not my job to do the math here. You know? That's Blocker's job. It's true, ENNC. Glad you made it. Good to see ya. One other useful one, it's because it's an easy number. 3 old landlines no longer exist. Yeah. Okay, so opponent giving up on the Torbran. I think that's wise, actually, because it keeps them alive, first and foremost. And secondly, the growing the damage just doesn't matter anymore. Even if this was not a keep you alive thing, Why are they running Anger of the Gods in their mono red aggro deck? Because there is the historical aspect that I can always bring up. If you clarify it further to say Baneslayer Angel is trash in the current metagame, then I will conveniently ignore your words and and wish it weren't so. But I'm just saying. No, oh my gosh, brutal. Thoughtseize. We have a 4-lander. Rough. Takes our Valiant Veteran. Bummer. That's sad. Fine, fine, fine. Let's go ahead and T-Raven. T-Raven. And get him for 1. Maximus takes the beats. 101 Dalmatians is far too many Dalmatians. What is this sacrilege? Oh my word. Can you even imagine? Can you even imagine? Baneslayer is actually bad. It's not true. It's just not true. It was literally nicknamed Wallet Slayer. It was literally nicknamed Wallet Slayer because it was so good, everyone had to have it. Right? Well, Miat, how was your day, my friend? Yes, Quorum on Humans, specifically because it is a soldier lord, and this is actually soldier tribal as opposed to human tribal, though there are obviously a good number of humans in it, so it is there is definitely a human sub theme. $2. See? Exactly, Patrick Mendy. Exactly. Patrick Mendy coming to my rescue. Bad cards are dollar rares. This is twice as good as a dollar rare. Just saying. I mean, okay. Yes. I will pay it. And opponent, take your beats. Draw a card. It was a Plains. Don't mind if I do. Sold mine fresh on pre-release for $50. Good heavens. They do pay. All right. T-Hotsies. No, they're going to take our stinking recruitment officer. Rough. Good lord. God, Lord. All right, well, you know. T-Raven. Investigate. Combat. Maximus takes their beats. We're going to pass turn. Wedding announcement. Draw us another card if you don't mind. Opponent pitches a land of their own. We get another land. Good gravy, Miss Maybe. All right. Because it's not for that specific archetype, right? That's all. Not every single card belongs in every single deck. I bet you if the expected metagame was a bunch of dragon decks and a bunch of demon decks, and you happen to be playing Angel Tribal in Commander, you would probably have it. Just saying. Just saying. Cards are contextual. Cards are contextual. $2 steep price. See, exactly. Pogshim's got me. I could do that, Gromit. I really could. Wow. Invoke Despair kind of coming through for our opponent. Unfortunate. And we just keep drawing lands. The unfortunate thing for them is Cave of the Frost Dragon is now online because we drew so many lands. And Maximus, a bit frivolous with their life total there. Sure. Yeah, it was bonkers, right? It's just Sarah Angel, except for 2 more mana, but it has 1 more power, 1 more toughness. And that ended up being super relevant in a bunch of games, you know? It wasn't as good, right? But it's all about the expected meta. Like, no cards are good in, you know, like, cards are not good in a vacuum. Cards are good in a metagame, right? So, but in work. Yeah, no, none of that. Casual suspect. Not yet. I typically try and make at least one between, or, you know, after a set comes out and stuff. I've just not gotten around to it yet. Just use my Black Lotus to cheat it out on turn 4. Yeah, exactly. Sarah Paragon or 2 for board recovery. It's true. It would also give flying. The issue is we're very, very low to the ground. Currently, we're only running 2 Myrel, and they've been insane. If anything, if we're adding any other 4-drops, I think we want Myrel for slamming the door, right? But it's, like I say, it's also entirely possible we just don't want any of it. Nothingness. Alan. Of course, cards aren't good in a vacuum. They'd be bent and covered in dust, practically unplayable. I mean, that's how most of my cards looked back in the day as well. You know? Just kept in a rubber band and whatnot, right? Whew. Oaks. Absolutely catching a beat down here. Well, the Sentinel. And we will go ahead and go with Thalia as Lieutenant. Get a counter on it. Get another dude. Get a counter on the Thalia as Lieutenant. Pass the turn. Boy, boy. Alan's got us down to 9. Not a great place to be. What do you say, Alan? What do you say? 3 cards remain in hand. Cousin still has cards from his beatdown deck from roughly 1999. They look like they've been in a vacuum. Yeah, exactly, Caligranian. That's what I'm saying. We did not, most of us anyway, did not care for our cards properly. That's, of course, not exclusively true. You know, there were plenty of people who did. But I can say most of us did not, right? Opponent really considering this Esper Sentinel thing. They let us draw. We dropped to 6. Good grief. And play with fires our face. Down to 4. Golly. Scry's bottom. They don't even attack. There is no way that's correct. Absolutely no way that's correct. Okay, well. I guess we're going to try and turn the corner. We can't just sit here forever. They've shown us almost all of the cards in their deck are burn spells, right? The only non-burn spells have been 3 lands and 2 creatures. That's it. So the longer we sit here, the closer we are to dead, right? Thermo Alchemist, not ideal. Swift Spear, that's actually fantastic. If I could have picked for them to have a card, I would have picked for them to have Swift Spear. So Alan, there's no way you can attack. You can just pass now, Alan. I mean, okay. You know? Valiant Veteran. Valiant Veteran. Recruitment Officer. And of course, we're doing that because it buffs the team. And even the Recruitment Officer buffs the Thalia's Lieutenant, right? Alright, Alan. Zombie shotgun builds. You mean with like just making a million zombies and then using the whatchamacallit to kill them? If this is a 3 damage burn spell, we die. Did you get it? Light up the stage. Draws us a card. Gets 2 draws. Yeah! Not it, folks. Not it. I will block if they attack, for the record. All right, got there. Feels good, man. Hey, it's MTGA Beast. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you made it. That deck is so much better with Coco. The black one, you mean? I can see that. There's plenty of streams out there. That isn't such a perilous task. Indeed, Astro Smasher, indeed. Mine. You think so, Vexisy? All right, well, Luminarch. Presumably they're playing fight rigging, which is not ideal. There's no... Are there any green soldiers? I don't think it's worth it if there's not green soldiers. Like, just the splash for Coco is not very good. If anything, we're in Historic. We could do the white collected company. Whatever the heck that thing is. The... You know. What's the name of the white collected company, folks? Alright, well. Go. With Coco and Kahlua? Well, there you go. There you go. Double block, huh? You got it. Opponent drops to 15. Counters get redistributed. We get a 1/1 soldier. Inquisitor Captain. Thank you, MTGA Beast. Yeah, we're actually on Myrel instead of Inquisitor Captain. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or not. Myrel has been insane. Every single time we've been able to turn it sideways, it's just been gross. But, you know, I don't think Inquisitor Captain is particularly balanced either, right? So... Well, I suppose let's Sentinel and loot a Levenant and interesting. I'm not sure. Just start piling the counters on Thalia's Lieutenant, maybe? Because it's going to also grow on its own. But, you know, we don't want to make these ones a target. We don't care about taking 5, right? We're fine. So even if they play a 1/1, it's whatever, right? Witch's Vengeance! Oh my gosh! Well, folks, that was not a card I was playing around. I wanna make that perfectly clear. Good heavens. Jeez. Oh my word. So Cage is welcome. What one is that? Jeez, folks. Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. All right, Terror of the Peaks. That's annoying. Hey, okay. That's exactly what we needed. Don't mind if I do. And yeah. Go for it. All right. Down to 3. Listing Carotid, not going to do it. Combat. Make good old-fashioned 10 soldiers. Petorial. What do you say? That was a pretty brutal Witch's Vengeance, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we can throw it back because this is just a relatively aggressive hand while still containing 3 lands. Getting up to our Myrel shouldn't be too big of an issue since we're holding 3 lands. Yeah, definitely worth trying. Past few days I've been feeling weak and sick. Uh-oh, S'mores. Uh-oh. Not ideal. I definitely hope things come together for you. Oh no. Darn it. I think one of our worst matchups is going to be elves, honestly, because they're just going to go wider than we can go. And we're not going to be able to go tall fast enough, I don't think. So hopefully this is not elves. Maybe it's just something trying to take advantage of the power of turn 1 Llanowar elves. Shouldn't we get a new world champ card this set? See, I thought it was coming out in the next set. Darn it, it is elves. Oh no. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Normally there's a little bit of a turnaround time. Because remember, I guess, what set did, because I know the champion, the 1/1 haste, came out in Eldraine. What set came out, or I mean, what set was Palavitor Damadorosa in? This stinks. Okay. So I mean, either they get lands or they get spells. Either one's terrible. But let's try and set up for them not drawing the nuts, you know? Strixhaven? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. And typing in Elite Spellbinder does not give us the set. It was Strixhaven? So what? Yeah, I don't know then. Definitely kind of one of those things. Wasn't there another one? Or has there only been 2 vanity cards for the world champ? Because I'm trying to remember. Thank you, Falstaff. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Bill Bob Dole is kind of whiffing a little bit. Guess we're still on schedule. I mean, I suppose. But, huh. Yeah, because I mean, there's no way we're getting another set like 3 weeks from now, right? Bill Bob Slow, yeah, for real. Presumably it's just a land. I mean, okay. I guess Myrel. Come on down, put a counter on Esper Sentinel. And attack, I guess? Feels like Strixhaven was aeons ago. Yeah, for real. There have been a lot of releases in the not too distant past here. But alas, one of those things. Opponent. Timing out here? Not ideal. Bill Bob Dole. Presumably disconnected. But, you know, you can't ever know for sure. Admittedly, the client's been a little bit flaky since the release of the set, but it has not been terrible, you know? Because you got to get it into the set and all that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess they had to be disconnected.